Drone as a technology might have happened 56, 70 years back, but this was in the very niche area done on the lab level. But for mass adoption, when the drone is being right now, then you need a lot of people. So anybody who is coming in this industry right now, they need to be skilled in the drone technology.
Certain challenges ऐसे हैं जो आप currently face कर रहे हैं, especially when it comes to preparing, young professionals, for emerging technologies within the drone ecosystem.
Drone itself is not a technology. Drone is the technology of technology.
कोई ऐसी sector specifically है जहाँ आपने नहीं सोचा था कि ड्रोन इतना काम आएगा?
The drone adoption in the villages has kind of taken me also as a surprise. I was not very much sure that drone will be adopted at this space. I know there is still a lot to go. As ये industry, जैसे मैं बोला, ये industry अभी evolve भी कर रही है, drone industry change कर रही है. Such forums are very much needed.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Tech Udaan, where we dive into everything drones, innovation, and technology. I'm your host, Supriya, and this podcast is brought to you in association with Drone Expo. Quite excited to introduce the guest we have today with us on Tech Udaan. Now, he is someone with a wealth of experience across defense, aerospace, and the drone industry, something that got us very excited to get him here on this episode. Now, he's an alumnus of IIM Bangalore and IIT Kharagpur. He started by working on mission-critical projects at DRDO, and he's now the director at Global Skills. Excited to have with us today Mr. Neeraj Sahay. Welcome to Tech Udaan, sir. How are you?
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to be here and discussing on the topic which is very close to my heart.
That's lovely. It is such an honor to have you here. And the team has been quite excited with the set of questions that I have been given to, uncover with you, of course. So, would like to start by actually asking you, you've had a vast experience in defense and aerospace, and now leading Global Skills Park under, the MP government, of course. I'd actually like to ask you what inspired your shift, from defense and aerospace to your current role, and how do you see the development of, skills and technology evolving in the drone industry specifically?
I think that's the question I've been asked all the time, how I shifted from government and to the private to the government again.
Yeah.
I see myself, if you see my journey, I have been into the technology space always, whether the DRDO or Infosys Wipro and other private companies coming back to here. So now I thought I have covered the technology, I have met with the people. I wanted to work on the policy side also. And when this MP government came with this opportunity, we're looking to make an impact on the life of the youth. I thought that's nothing better than contributing to that.
Well, that's wonderful, and I'm sure the kind of insights you have now, covering both the sides, of course, will be very enriching for all our viewers, including me as well. So I would also like to ask you, with Global Skills Park focusing on technology-driven education and innovation, of course, what do you think are the key areas, you're focusing on to prepare the workforce in the growing drone industry specifically?
I think I will like to go back to a little bit of technology, how the technology evolve to seeing. See, any technology which evolve, first it evolve from the labs. So it having basic science discovery something, and then it takes few years where the technology matures and then goes to the pilot projects level, and after it goes to the mass adoption level. So if a drone as a technology might have happened 56, 70 years back, but this was in the very niche area done on the lab level. But for mass adoption, when the drone is being right now, then you need a lot of people for its operation, for technology and something. So at this stage of the technology is being adopted by the mass. If you see few years back, technology was not adopted by the mass. Whether it's the internet technology, mobile technology, drone technology, everything that's getting the mass adopted. Everybody is using it, touching the life everywhere. इसके लिए जरूरी है जो लोग आ रहे हैं, अब इंडस्ट्री जब ग्रो करती है, so they need the people also. That's the only way any industry can grow. And so drone technology at the junction right now, they are going to accommodate, or they're going to consume, they are going to need a mass people at all level, whether it's operational role, the drone who can fly, who can use the data. Then again, they are looking for the people who have the technological background to make a new drones, keep the developing at the age there. So, and in all of those things, the skilling become the very important. If you see the drone as a technology has came last maybe in the mass adoption level last 10 years, last decade. In India, the policy came 2021, 22 around. After this last 4-5 years, you have seen the drone coming everywhere. So anybody who is coming in this industry right now, they need to be skilled in the drone technology. So I see the lot of opportunity by the government or the sector, and that's where I thought, let me contribute to that with my experience. If I can do a little bit of contribution to bringing the drone skilling to the people, that will be great.
That's wonderful actually, and it seems like it's the need of the hour.
Yes.
But along with that, मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ कि कोई certain challenges ऐसे हैं जो आप currently face कर रहे हैं, especially when it comes to preparing, young professionals, for emerging technologies within the drone ecosystem.
One thing about the drone is that drone itself is not a technology. Drone is the technology of technology. If you see a drone, it uses the aerodynamics, it uses the battery, it uses the camera, it uses the sensors, it uses the electronics, it uses the communication, because you have to communicate with the drones which is flying. Then it needs the knowing the cyber security. Drone can't be hacked. So in that sense, if somebody want to work in the drone technology, there are the multiple technology which need to be adopted there. So first of the challenge which we are seeing one in the drone technology, most of the people relate to drone technology only from the drone being the drone pilot.
Yeah.
That's the easy. That's the obvious. People see, people get fascinated by the people who are flying the drone.
For sure. Yeah.
But behind that, lot of other technology which is making this industry very attractive, which is making the drone evolving at the faster pace. The battery has to be the more power per weight. The camera has to be better, camera has to be lighter, the drone has to be can fly the longer distance, the communication, anti-drone technology has to evolve. The moment you see because I come from drone defense industry also, I can say the drone is redefining the way the war will be fought today or tomorrow.
I'm sure.
So the drone is, the people has to understand drone is, as a product, has the multiple technology which goes into the drone, and that's one of the challenge to, if you see from drone perspective, what we are doing to make that first thing, to making the skilling in all the sector, whether it's the battery, making the good battery, making the aerodynamics, making the AI ML courses, making the computer vision courses, making the structural related things, making the electronics, making the sensors. So having skilling in all the sector. So the person, when there is a drone, if you see the product, so all technology goes there. So skilling of all technology is required. It's what we are trying to do.
But एक तरह से ये भी बात है कि yes, being a drone pilot is a very fascinating, profession to kind of step into, gain knowledge. लेकिन आपके हिसाब से अब भी उसके आगे और बाद काफ़ी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो untapped हैं, जैसे आपने बताया.
हाँ. So I see the technology side में काफ़ी चीज़ untapped है. Drone pilot में भी काफ़ी चीज़ें हैं. So drone, अगर आप drone fly कर रहे हैं, like say, I will give a simple example for my audience here. So somebody is flying, driving a car. Driving a car is very different than driving a truck, or driving a bus, and driving a train, and driving a plane, or flying a plane, or driving a cycle. So the drone also, if somebody is flying the drone for agri purpose, he has to know the domain knowledge of that agriculture sector. Somebody is flying the drone for surveying, then the person should know about the surveying basics of things. So the piloting skill, if it is coupled with the domain skill of that industry, that is very helpful for that person to do the job. And that's why I'm saying the drone industry, the drone pilots especially, they have to go beyond the just learning the piloting. They have to go beyond that. A good photographer, he has to know the photography first and then learn the drone.
Absolutely. तो सिर्फ ये एक स्किल सेट पा लेना इज नॉट इनफ. उसके आगे उसको और रिच, उसको स्केल अप करने के लिए भी ज़रूरत है, स्पेशली डिपेंडिंग ऑन आप किस सेक्टर में उस ड्रोन को इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं.
Yes.
Correct. That is actually very enriching for anyone who's watching right now who intends to be a drone pilot in the future. Sir, आगे बढ़ते हैं. As someone representing the Madhya Pradesh government's initiatives, how do you see the role of government policy in supporting the adoption of drones and technology training across industries?
I think the drone, the advantage with the drone, or maybe the challenge with the drone industry, I will not say disadvantage, is that it comes a bit of regulatory space. Drone is a dual use technology. It can be used for civilian purposes and then the non-civilian, the military defense purposes also. It has its own privacy. So government plays very important role while making its adoption of the drone and making sure it's adopted in the right way. So one thing is that regulatory space. Second thing, it's good that with the vision of the current Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, sir, the drone is being adopted. He has the dream of making the India as a drone hub by 2030,
Yes.
and all drone industries people are working towards that. So government has also taken the cue, and they are working on it. The every state is doing it on this. Madhya Pradesh has also recently launched the I think few months back we had the Global Investor Summit where the new drone policy have been launched by the state. The state have been very liberal, very what you say, welcoming for the drone entrepreneur to come. Madhya Pradesh, I think like any other state also they are doing, but I will like to talk about Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh has the very unique advantage of having the vast land, agriculture focus, where drone has much use. And I think the government is geared up to make the drone usage to the farmers. Drone is geared up to use the drone to increase the productivity of the industry. How the drone rules can be simplified, how the drone entrepreneurs can be supported by giving the tax support, policy support, government support, the thing. And as a global skills park, what we are trying to do to create the job force, the workforce, which can be go to the drone industry.
Of course. Absolutely, sir. But at the same time, especially in, rapidly evolving fields, like, of course,
Yes.
the drone technology that we've been discussing, you've worked across government startups, then, say, global corporations, of course. What advice would you give to young professionals or aspiring entrepreneurs who actually want to enter, this technology space, the drone industry?
See, for entrepreneur or anybody who is coming to choose the career, I will split the question into two part. Person who want to build the career into the drone industry, I will say this is the right time. The sky is the limit, because the drone right now as a technology at the space where the internet was few years back. If you see internet as a technology, internet is being changed the world, how we shop, how we travel. Without Google Map, we can't travel. How we order the food, how we go to the movie, how we entertain ourselves, how we talk to with our parents. Everything has changed. How we watch a movie, book a movie ticket, everything is changed due to the internet came as a technology. Drone technology at that stature right now, drone technology can be used in so many ways, whether delivering a food, delivering a medicine, saving the life, in the natural disaster, surveying, mining, making the people life easy, making the people life safe, in the defense, keeping the border safe. So for anybody who want to build his career into the drone industry, I would say this is the right decision, this is the right thing which we are doing. For them, I will say that the roles are not limited only to the aerospace people, only to the engineers. The roles are, the drones professionals are required across the stream, maybe the technical engineering workforce, non-engineering workforce, operational role, project manager. So don't see if you are not an engineer or not a technical person, you can't enter the drone industry. There is quite a lot of options come in the drone industry. For the entrepreneurs, I will say, for a small company who are coming in the drone industry, I will say the same thing. You are in the drone industry because you have been innovative, and that's why you're in the drone industry. Keep the fire of innovation burning in you. You keep innovating, because the drone as a technology has just etched the surface right now. There are many other places where drone can be used. We are seeing maybe the few percentage of the limited, maybe 30 to 40% of the capacity where drone can be used. So see the technology as the stepping stone. Be creative, be innovative, and I think India having so much software power, along with the soft power. India is the best poised to be the drone hub of the world.
Right.
And that's the vision. We have everything that we can achieve that vision. So I think I will ask all entrepreneurs. I have been part of many other forum also where I interact with the drone entrepreneur. I'll say them to keep play the long game. Be focused on the developing something of your own, something proprietary. Focus on the IP and play the long game. I think this, as I will repeat myself saying, it is the stature at the junction where the internet technology was there. So for entrepreneur, again, it is the I'll say it is the good thing if they are entering into the drone area. I will just say them to be innovative, focus on the innovation, focus on the IP, respect that, and keep developing.
Yeah, those are words of wisdom for sure for anybody who's trying to enter this space. Before we close, I have two very important questions to ask. One question, ये हमारी टीम ने हमारे क्वेश्चनर में नहीं डाला था, but आपसे बात करते करते I thought I should ask you. कोई एक ऐसा सेक्टर, कोई ऐसी सेक्टर स्पेसिफिकली है जहाँ आपने नहीं सोचा था कि ड्रोन इतना काम आएगा, या आप शायद एक्साइटेड हैं देखने के लिए कि ड्रोन्स को इस सेक्टर में कैसे इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा, व्हाट वुड बी द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ इट अकॉर्डिंग टू यू?
ओके, आई वुड से कि ड्रोन का जो इस्तेमाल, आई विल से कि एवरीबडी ट्रीटेड ड्रोन इनटू द डिफेंस सेक्टर में सबसे अधिक यूज था, बट आई विल फोकस ऑन द नॉन डिफेंस एरिया. एग्री सेक्टर में मुझे नहीं लगता था शुरू में कि ड्रोन का एडॉप्शन इस रेट से होगा. Now, if I go to any village, I talk to the people in the village also. Thankfully, the Drone Didi program and other such initiatives by the central government and state government, the drone adoption in the villages has kind of taken me also as a surprise. I was not very much sure that drone will be adopted at this space. I know there is still a lot to go, but there. Second thing which I am seeing, the drone will be very useful. That will come into your mining, keeping the thing safe. Anywhere where people can't go, drone will be the first responder, or natural disaster also.
True.
So these two areas where I see drone can really change the life into the area like the remote places and the hilly area, the area like where the natural disaster happen. But I think seeing the way the Indian villages has adopted the drone in their life, that's kept me exciting also, and that's the powerful of our Indian people who have adopted the technology like the back of their hand.
Sir, आपने बताया you've been to villages, you've spoken to people, some who have also adopted this technology to use in their farms. उनसे कोई इंटरेस्टिंग बात हुई आपकी, कुछ पता चला, उनका रिएक्शन क्या था, यूज जिन्होंने किया है उन्होंने क्या कहा?
सम ऑफ द इंटरेस्टिंग इवेंट विच आई फील कि जब लोग ड्रोन लेके गांव में जाते हैं तो अब मतलब ड्रोन शायद सबने नहीं देखा होगा. दे ट्रीट द ड्रोन लाइक दे ड्रोन की पहले पूजा करते हैं, दे फियर की मतलब ड्रोन की. गांव में महिलाएं इससे ड्रोन से काफ़ी फ़ायदा उठा रही हैं. एक तो दैट आई ऑल्सो से कि ड्रोन हैज़ मेक देयर लाइफ ईजी. Think of the lady carrying the bag and doing the spraying. This is a very, very physical task, taxing for everybody, male or female. But the drones have been adopted by the women. So I have seen the people wherever 2 or 3 places I have been into the village. I have seen and that's amused me. Not amused me knowing that we start everything with the naming, taking the God name. So I've seen that when drone comes for any village, generally most of people come, they do the puja, they do the aarti of that, and then they start flying the drone. So that looks cute, but that's the Indian way of adopting something in our life.
As long as they're adopting it to make their lives easy, that's great. लेकिन इससे मुझे एक बात भी नीरज सर ये समझ आती है कि महिलाएं, बिकॉज ये जो इनिशिएटिव है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का ड्रोन दीदी, महिलाएं इसे अपना रही हैं. देयर इज़ अ सेंस ऑफ वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट इन प्लेस देयर. बट मुझे सडनली ये हिट किया दैट how much of a conversation has happened anyway about women in farming in our country. And suddenly now that we are giving drones to them, there is a sense of highlighting that as well, and they are becoming बहुत सक्षम बनती जा रही हैं.
महिलाएं बहुत सक्षम बनती जा रही. जनरली फार्मिंग को हम लोग मानते थे कि शायद महिलाएं नहीं कर पाएंगी, फिजिकली टैक्सिंग होगा उनके लिए, पर मैंने अभी एटलीस्ट मैं गांव में देखा हूँ ड्रोन उड़ाने में महिलाएं काफ़ी आगे आ रही हैं. उनके लिए काफ़ी आसान है, आसान दोनों के लिए, महिलाएं चाहे पुरुष हो दोनों के लिए है. सीखना उनके लिए एक द वर्ड यू यूज्ड वेरी राइट, द एम्पावरमेंट. So they feel empowered. जनरली टेक्नोलॉजी स्पेस में हम लोग अनफॉर्चुनेटली दैट्स ट्रू, हम लोग मान के चलते हैं लड़कियों को चाहे महिलाओं को नहीं आएगी टेक्नोलॉजी, वो क्या सीखेंगी. सो दैट्स रॉन्ग एजम्पशन, दैट्स रॉन्ग प्रिजम्पशन. बट मैं यहाँ पर ये देख रहा हूँ महिलाएं ड्रोन को अडॉप्ट कर रही हैं, और दैट्स गिविंग देम द सेंस ऑफ एम्पावरमेंट टू देम.
That's wonderful to know, and
that's wonderful.
clearly it proves this is a very, very good initiative. साथ ही साथ, before we close this conversation with you, Drone Expo एक center point सा बन गया है for everything drone, चाहे वो जिस भी सेक्टर की बात हो, चाहे वो किसी भी इंडस्ट्री के लोग हों. ड्रोन एक्सपो और उसके विजन के बारे में आपको क्या कहना है?
I'm looking forward for Drone Expo. I have been the part of the earlier Drone Expo also. एज ये इंडस्ट्री, जैसे मैं बोला, ये इंडस्ट्री अभी इवॉल्व ही कर रही है, ड्रोन इंडस्ट्री चेंज कर रही है. सच फोरम्स आर वेरी मच नीडेड इन दिस वन. सी, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड एनी मेच्योर्ड इंडस्ट्री वेयर पीपल कैन, दिस इंडस्ट्री लॉट ऑफ startups are there. So what happens when such forum, such platform, and very thankful for our organizer who keeps going to the different cities and organize this. A lot of people who are a startup, when they come to such forum, they exchange the idea. They just don't exchange the cards only. They see what others are doing. They listen to the panel discussion. They listen to the expert. This is their chance to meet with the people. Some of the mentors, some of the incubate funding agencies are there.
Right.
So a small company, as the industry is growing, a lot of as young people who are in the final year, who are just passed out from the engineering or who are passed out from a masters, they are looking for the drone industry. So such forum gives a very good chance to them to get a glimpse what drone in the industry is doing. And it helps both. It helps industry also to make a network, getting the funding, talking to each other, what the peers are doing, what other companies are doing. Same time, it gives them the chance to interact with the possible workforce, possible people who are coming to the industry. It gives the government also to make the policy, to get the feedback. So I think such forums are very, very much needed, and very happy with the Drone Expo. And one thing good about the Drone Expo, it's happening in the other cities. I think last time it was in the Delhi, and this time it is being in Hyderabad. And I'm hearing it they have planned to organize in the different city. So I think that's the good, because a lot of companies, the drones are the startups. They don't have many times the budget to go and spend the time in the such kind of seminar or such kind of conferences. So instead of waiting for them to come in the central place, if that such platform goes to these cities, I think that's the wonderful idea.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Neeraj, for having this conversation
Thank
with
you.
us, being on Tech Udaan. I hope you also enjoyed this conversation, because we are very thankful of the knowledge that you have given us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. Thank you.